The Trump administration is currently planning on sending Americans who have been exposed to Ebola to Kenya for treatment instead of treating them in the United States. This is a major departure from established protocols where Americans are treated in domestic biocontainment units. The current outbreak is recognized as the third largest in history, and the CDC has restricted arrivals from affected areas to 4 specific U.S. airports for screening. We have 13 specialized biocontainment units available in the United States for this exact scenario. Experts are saying this is an ethical failure to care for our citizens on home soil and a departure from standard practice. And let's not forget why we're in this mess to begin with. The U.S. withdrew from the WHO, and the Trump administration banned federal scientists at the NIAID from communicating directly with the WHO regarding the outbreak. And RFK Jr. doesn't seem to care about this whatsoever. When he was asked about the growing Ebola crisis, his public response was, "Yeah, we're working on it." Under the current administration, key health agencies like the CDC and NIAID currently lack permanent leadership positions, leaving these agencies flat-footed as the virus raged for weeks in the Congo before anyone raised the alarm.
U.S. citizens exposed to Ebola will not be coming home, apparently. The New York Times, citing 3 people with knowledge of the plans, reports the Trump administration is sending them to Kenya for observation and treatment. It is a break from normal practice. Citizens are usually repatriated, especially when their home country can offer a higher standard of medical care. And by the way, we're equipped to do it. Back in 2014, Dr. Craig Spencer contracted Ebola while treating patients in Guinea. He was in intensive care in Bellevue Hospital right here in New York City for 19 days. Other Americans were evacuated to places like Omaha, Nebraska, and treated in specialized U.S. facilities with advanced ICU care and isolation rooms. Dr. Spencer survived, and he's now telling the Times that the U.S. is abdicating its responsibility to protect American citizens. Right now, roughly 1,000 people have been infected with Ebola in Congo, an outbreak that has killed more than 200 people in just 11 days. It is the 3rd largest outbreak right now so far on record. The Trump administration has sent 1 American doctor with symptoms to Germany and monitored 6 other Americans in Germany and the Czech Republic. The original plan was to monitor high-risk Americans in Kenya while transferring anyone who developed symptoms to Europe for treatment. But now dozens of U.S. Public Health Service officers are reportedly being trained to deploy to Kenya to provide treatment there. Here is how Secretary of State Marco Rubio explained the new policy today during a cabinet meeting at the White House.
The number one priority of our foreign policy is to protect the American people. We cannot and will not allow any cases of Ebola to enter the United States. So we've surged assistance to make sure that is being contained there. And obviously, multiple agencies involved here are also very involved in tracking people. Just